You have a new digital ad this morning all about guns, hitting Bernie Sanders for allegedly being too close to the NRA, being from Vermont, and yet Michael Bloomberg had an opportunity face-to-face with Bernie Sanders to bring up guns, and you had that Las Vegas massacre just a couple of years ago,
right,
and yet he didn't do it, and that's one of many reasons why his critics are saying he just bombed.
Well, I have to correct you on the Bernie Sanders being allegedly close to the NRA. There's no allegedly. He's close to the NRA. The NRA propped up his first campaign.
But Michael Bloomberg's role
right.
there. Why did he whiff?
I think we saw a lot in that debate talking about healthcare again. Guns did not come up. I think come tomorrow night's debate, I think we will possibly see Mike bring up guns and other issues, and that's why we're out with this new digital ad targeting Bernie Sanders this morning, because he did vote 5 times against the Brady bill. And, gun violence and taking on, the issue of gun violence has been so close to Mike and something that he's worked on for so long. So I think it's going to be a big point of contrast.
We saw the reactive Mike Bloomberg on that stage, but where was the Mike Bloomberg touting what he will do if elected? We were told that he prepped for that debate. It sounds to me like there's been a different preparation. Is that fair for the upcoming debate?
Well, I don't want to get into any of our strategy and tip our hand to any of our opponents out there that we'll see on the debate stage, but I think you'll see a little bit more of a force with Mike come tomorrow. I think, the race is coming down between Mike Bloomberg and Bernie Sanders, and we know that we have to defeat Donald Trump in November, and the only candidate that can do that is Mike.
Why?
Because he has the resources and he has the ability to bring people together. I mean, he appeals to moderates, Republicans, independents, and Democrats.
When you say resources, do you mean money?
I mean money and infrastructure in the Super Tuesday states and beyond, in states that these candidates have not been campaigning. I mean, you have to remember, they've only been focused on the first 4 early states. We're wrapping up with South Carolina on Saturday. We have been in the Super Tuesday states and beyond from November. We have built down a network. We have grassroots organizers on the ground, knocking doors, sending text, tweeting. So we have an actual network there that the other candidates don't.
Stop and frisk was another subject where it seemed like he wasn't prepared to really answer that well in the debate. Here he is yesterday in an interview on MSNBC.
I've tried to meet with people who have been stopped and people who their friends have been stopped to learn what it's like. I never had the experience, and my daughters were never stopped. So I can't tell you that I was that close, and that's what I'm trying to fix.
He didn't personalize it in any way in the debate, and he's been critical, the way he did in that interview there, talking about his daughters, bringing in other aspects here. But he's been criticized as well for just not doing these kind of interviews, not getting the batting practice. You just mentioned you've been building infrastructure since November. Why hasn't he been doing interviews and engaging since November?
Well, I actually think he has been doing those interviews. I mean, we've been doing a lot of, in local markets, when he travels, we meet with press on our plane, or when we go into the different states. We do have press. We have them. He can talk to them. I mean, that was an Al Sharpton interview that he did earlier this week. And I will say on the issue of stop and frisk, this is something that he's apologized for. And I think it is a true mark of a leader to take responsibility and accountability for your actions, something that we don't necessarily see with this current president. And so it's respectable that he is trying to make amends for these decisions. And, I hope he'll have more of an opportunity to talk about his criminal justice reform plan on the stage tomorrow.
Well, to Ed's point, he is invited to join us on this program any day.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard. Come on in. But we appreciate you coming in first.
Of course. Thank you.
Thanks, Sabrina.
Thank you, Sabrina. Fox News Alert on Wall Street now. We have been watching a big sell-off throughout the morning amid fears over the spreading deadly coronavirus. Money man Charles Payne will join us as the Dow